The DTM returned to Brands Hatch. It was Daniel Juncadella from pole position, but he had a botched start right at the start as the cars headed towards Paddock Hill Bend. Lucas Auer managing to find his way past Daniel Juncadella, and so too did the Audi driver René Rast, as for the first time of asking, the cars headed up to Druids. This time racing on the long GP circuit rather than the Indy circuit, as Jamie Green from the back of the pack was trying to make his headway as well, and Augusto Farfus and Philippe Eng were battling together. Gary Paffett, the British star, was tracking the Timo Glock car because Timo Glock had managed to get past the British Mercedes star. In early, René Rast, Timo Glock, Robin Freins and a whole host of drivers. Whether the strategy that worked in Zandvoort would work here at Brands Hatch, only time would tell. So René Rast in for his mandatory pit stop then, as the new Hankook tyres went on to both the Audi and the BMW of Timo Glock. So René Rast making his way out of the pit lane following his mandatory pit stop with no tyre warmers. Of course, the tyres are cold, but having chosen to pit very early in the race, it was going to be making the tyres last for the entire duration. Loic Duval in Druids found the tyre barriers, and that would bring about a slow zone as they recovered the Loic Duval car, and this is how it happened. Robin Freins taking a look at the inside. Loic Duval on cold tyres following his mandatory stop. He found the tyre barriers and would not return from there. Augusto Farfus and Philippe Eng making their way back out onto the track following their mandatory stop, and it was a good move for Augusto Farfus and a good move for René Rast as well, who of course had stopped a little bit earlier. Philippe Eng would be defenceless against the Audi driver René Rast. Philippe Eng on cold tyres, René Rast tyres were up to temperature. So as they made their way onto the Grand Prix circuit, René Rast put himself ahead of Philippe Eng. Daniel Juncadella stopped. The Spanish driver, who of course started on pole position but with a very good pit stop, finds himself ahead of the car of Augusto Farfus, René Rast, and here comes Lucas Auer, the number 22 car, stopping, and he would be defenceless against Daniel Juncadella, but could he defend against the BMW of Augusto Farfus? Well, just a few metres of tarmac would tell us the story. So around Druids they go, and Lucas Auer's Mercedes brands mate Daniel Juncadella to the inside on the Graham Hill Bend would go through, and Augusto Farfus would try and take advantage at the same time and was successful. So it becomes Daniel Juncadella, Augusto Farfus P2, Lucas Auer P3, with René Rast off the podium at this particular point, running in P4. Then it was Philippe Eng and Gary Paffett. And as they rounded the Clearways Bend and heading towards the checkered flag, Daniel Juncadella would take his first DTM win, followed by Augusto Farfus and Lucas Auer. Delight for the Spanish driver, taking his first win in DTM and doing it on British soil at Brands Hatch. P2, Augusto Farfus. P3, Lucas Auer. P4 for René Rast. Daniel Juncadella then in Parc Fermé was going to celebrate big style.